Make sure you get this right. Don't forget this. I had to restart this like 5 times. Welcome everyone to a special episode, and welcome to the Average African Kid podcast. Today we're going to be walking you through everything you need to know about NYSC, from registration all the way to camp. So welcome, and if you're new here, my name is Toyo Eresinara, and I'm your host for the Average African Kid podcast. This is going to be the YouTube version, the YouTube video, and we're going to do something very simple and very comprehensive. We're going to be telling you all about NYSC and everything that you need to know. Yes, everything that you need to know, from the very first step in the registration process all the way to the very end after camp. Maybe not the very end. So what is NYSC? NYSC stands for National Youth Service Corp, and it's a mandatory service for 1 year after graduating from a tertiary institution of learning. So if you finish from university, you go there. If you have your HND, you go there. If you have some kind of certifications that qualify you, you go for your youth service after you finish your first degree. Some programs allow you to defer and finish your master's before you take the NYSC, but other programs prefer you not to defer, and they make you do the NYSC immediately after your bachelor's. So the first thing you have to work on is registration online. So what happens is that you need to get all your documents ready, and you need to follow the NYSC page. Follow them on Instagram, follow them on Twitter, follow them on Facebook, and check their website periodically, because they will have different times for openings throughout the year. They have a batch A, batch B, and batch C. In batch A, there is stream 1 and stream 2. During the COVID time, they split batch A into 2 pieces because they couldn't fit everybody into camp because of the COVID guidelines. But in reality, there really were no COVID guidelines in camp. Just saying. Okay, but hey, just for the side notes. And if you are in a position where you are in batch A, you have to register during that time. They'll give you like a 1 week window to register on the NYSC page. Now, if you're outside the country, good news, you can register for NYSC outside the country. All that you will have to do is, when you come back home, you would have to go to a business center, ICT center, or the secretariat to do your fingerprinting. Go fingerprint there and finish your application and pay and everything. So you can do it online, but it's recommended that you do it with someone who helps, because someone who has done it many times has a better understanding of these things than you. So it's best you go to an ICT center or a business center that has done NYSC registrations in the past to make it easy for you. For thumbprinting, there's a particular type of thumbprint you would need, and if you're interested in that, you could check out the guidelines for that whenever you're watching this particular video. But don't just use any regular thumbprint, or it has to be a particular one that you use for everything. So let's move on to the registration process. You will need your birth certificate, of course. You need your certificate, graduation from university. You need your transcripts, which is your results. It's different from your certificates. Your diploma versus your results. You need both of them. You will need your WAEC results. That's important, or SSCE, whichever one you are using at the time. You probably will need some other forms of identification, like your passport, and you need to take a passport photograph. You need a digital copy and some other information here and there. You need to know the dates in which you graduated from primary school, the years and everything. Make sure you get this right. Don't forget this. If you mess up the date of graduation from university, you will pay, because many people struggled with this. Some people had date of graduation was like in February 2019, and the date they put down on their NYSC registration was like December 2018, saying that, oh, they graduated but their department kept them. No. Put whatever is on your certificate, exactly that date. Mine was 2 days shy because I didn't have my certificate with me when I was doing the application, but hey, they forgave me for those 2 days discrepancy. But put the date that you have on your certificate, your diploma. Put that date as a date you graduated. Forget about all the other nuances there. Just put that date. Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself any other heartache. So we move on. So once the portal opens, let's say it opens on a Monday. You can technically reach it out at 12 midnight. So if you want, you can start the process yourself. If you're very confident in your abilities, you can start the process online on the NYSC portal page. NYSC portal, I just like type it on Google, NYSC portal, and the first thing that pops up there is the NYSC portal page. You go there, you create an account with them, and then you start the process. Now you have to be very careful here. You need all your information on hand, because I had to restart this like 5 times. The portal always goes down on the first day of registration, so you want to make sure that if you have all your details, you have them all with you. Your mom's maiden name, you have to get ready the date you graduated from primary school, secondary school, university. Get all those dates in line. Get the place you want to serve, the secretariat. If you're an international student, you need to do verification. I will make a dedicated video for internationals later on, but let me just generalize this video so that I can get into the quirks of the matter. Okay, so if you are international students, you will need some extra verifications, but if you are not, just make sure you get all your documents ready, fingerprint, and you run through the application. So the application process is not that difficult, but the website makes it hard, because I don't know why they just don't save your details as you go from one page to the next. So you want to be fast, because if it times out, you start all over again. And I'll advise you that if it times out on you the first time, write down the things you don't have. For example, you need to scan all these your documents down, have the digital copy before you start the application, because you will time out if you do not have the digital copies ready with the person that's doing it for you. Have all the digital copies, have your passport photo taken. And one thing to note, guys, don't use a Mac to fill out this application. Macs generally do not work with the NYSC portal page. I'm not sure why, but Safari and Google, they just seem to fail with the Mac, because I tried to upload a passport photo and it kept telling me that the specifications were wrong, but the specifications were right. So it was something to do with NYSC portal not being able to cope with the Mac system, the operating system there, the OS, and it just really slows you down. So just stay away from Macs when in terms of NYSC portal, and just stick with Windows. Okay, so let's move on into the application process. When you get to the end, you have 4 choices of the places you can serve. You have 4 states, different states you can choose from. Not in the south, one in the north, one in the south, one in the east, one in the west. 4 choices: north, south, east, west. You want to fill this out as early as possible. And there was an option there that says if you choose Borno or one of those deep south north states, you can get to choose the state you want to. Don't fall into that trap. Don't choose Borno. Just choose the states you want. Pick the 4 states that you think you like the most, and hopefully you get one of those 4 states. If you can do it the first day, do it in the midnight. If it's too crowded during the morning, do it like 12 midnights. As long as you do your thumbprint, you can do the rest by yourself. You'll be good. You'll be fine. So don't really worry too much about that. Just upload everything and you get things done. So now you are at the process where you just finish your application. You have to, after you've finished everything, uploaded everything, you have to wait. And you get a call up later, just like 1 week or like 2 or 3 days before you go to camp. And that's where you want to get preemptively ready. So now we're at the point where you just get called up. You get a call up letter and you are on your way to wherever you're going to. Now before you get a call up letter, once you finish registration and you're successful, you want to go and buy all the stuff you need. You need your white pair of pants, white trousers rather, white shorts, singlets, white t-shirts, socks. Get like 6 pairs of socks. NYSC gives you 2 pairs of socks, it gives you 2 pairs of shorts, it gives you 2 pairs of white shirts, it gives you 1 crested vest, it gives you a khakis, and it gives you a pair of white shoes and a pair of jungle boots. So once you get all those things, you want to budget for extra things. Like you want to get like some styrofoam white shoes, easy to wash, and you have to wash them every day, granted, but I mean it's better than washing those nice canvas shoes every day. Get yourself these things, and I think I might be posting a link, or I might post a list of items you should be getting. There are going to be people all over who do packs. They sell all the things together and you just have to order them and you get the full bundle. If you want to do that, you should go ahead and do that. Get yourself in as many Telegram, WhatsApp groups as possible with NYSC graduates or NYSC intendeds who can help you out on that part of your journey. Now you've bought everything and you're just waiting for the day of the call up. Keep checking the NYSC page on Instagram, on Telegram. They will give you some vital information. Check the NYSC timetable so you have an idea of when all these things are going to happen and when you might possibly get called up. And once you get called up, what you want to do is that you want to check out your state and start planning trips. Now, unfortunately, you don't have too much time to plan, because if you're in the south and you're going to the north, you might be scared of the roads and you might want to take like a flight. If you're in the north and scared of the south, of the roads to the south rather, you might want to take a plane. If not, you might want to like plot different routes. So I advise you that if you don't have family who has been there, just ask around at church, at wherever you are, family, friends, ask people around who has been to this place or how do I get here. Chances are some people have better ideas about how to do it than you do. For example, there's a train route directly from Warri to Itakbe. Itakbe, you can then take a small trip from Itakbe to Abuja. That's something I did not really know about until someone told me about that. So it's best to get insider's information from people around you than for you to get stranded trying to figure it all out by yourself. So you want to ask people before you start going. Also, it's not advisable that you link up with people that you meet online. Like if other people tell you that they are serving, you might want to say, oh, let's all go together. If you are comfortable with that, you can go ahead and do that. But if you're not comfortable with that, you could just get information from all these people you meet and then meet them in camp, because you really don't know who is who, and you might want to be security conscious in this very stressful season we are in Nigeria, which we are praying that the Lord changes, but we are working towards that too. So you want to be security conscious at all time. Don't trust everybody that you hear say their coppers going to camp, because some of them might not be. They might just be imposters waiting to prey on young and innocent graduates. So something to note. So once you've planned your routes, you've already packed your bags a long time before your call up, so that you're not waiting to the last minute. Just have your packs ready to go. I didn't have mine ready to go. I just put everything together on the side and I waited till the last day to pack. So if you can be preemptive and just pack everything down and leave them in one box, that will really help you out, so that the day you have to leave, you just pick up your bag and you just move. You want to take like 1 or 2 muftis, because on Sundays you get to go to church and you can wear whatever you want, your mufti in camp, or you go to the mosque on Fridays for the Jumat service and you can wear whatever you want to wear. So go with like 1 or 2 pairs of muftis. You won't be using more than that, except you want to sleep in the evenings. You can go with the pajamas to sleep and everything like that. So now you're on your way to camp and you're in camp. Before you leave your house, do not forget your student ID from school. That is the most important thing you will need to collect all your money and to do all the finishing of the registration. Student ID, your certificate, everything you use to register online, bring it to camp. Bring the originals, bring your passport to camp if you're an international student. You're a foreign graduate rather. Bring everything, all the documents, keep them in your bags. You will need them. Bring a mosquito net, bring a bucket if you want to. If you don't want to carry all these things with you, you can always buy them when you get to camp. Granted, they'll be more expensive in camp, but you can buy them at the gate and other things like that. So you get all these necessary things and you go into camp. Now, congrats, you're already in camp. And at this point, you are like, okay, so what is my step? What do I do here? So you go and you fill out the registration form. If you are still in this season that we are in, COVID season, you will have to do a COVID test. Painful initially, but it's good. Whether or not you have taken the COVID vaccine or not, you will still have to do the COVID test. So get ready to take that test. They'll be giving you a number, which is your number in the camp, like your registration number. And then after that, remember your call-up number. Take up your call-up letter. Take up your green card online on your portal page. Do not forget these guys. And they like you to be printed in color, but it's okay to print black and white. They will just keep asking you, is this the original copy? I'll say, yes, it's the original copy. They'll be like, but it's black and white. I say, yeah, I printed in black and white. It's the original copy. So if you don't want to print colored, you can get away with it. If you have a colored printer, just print colored for them. Because for some reason, they think that the paper in colored means it's original when it's all printed from the same website. I printed black and white. It didn't really matter. I made copies of my school ID card, front and back. Make sure you make copies of those. Make copies of your passport page. Make copies of your call-up letter. Make copies of your green card. Don't make too many copies, because you can make them all in Mami market, the camp market, when you get to camp, whenever they tell you what they need. And take passport photos, y'all. Take as many passport photos as you can. You can get a pack of 20 or 8, 16 passport photos as the need arises. Just take many, because you will be using them a lot in camp. And it's advisable for you to have more than for you to pay like 1,000 naira to go and take a passport photo in camp, when you could get it like 350 elsewhere. So you want to be very conscious about these things. Take the passport photos before you get to camp. Then when you get in, they will give you the registration process is a long process. Still working on verification, finishing up all my documents, so I'll still keep moving, and when I'm done, I have a lot of documents to sort out here, so you eventually have to fill your name in this thing called the Book of Life. If you can get your name on that Book of Life, immediately do it, because that is like the next of kin. If in case you die or anything happens to you, they can reach out to your family through that Book of Life. So if you get to camp, make sure you get on the Book of Life as quickly as possible. So make sure you fill it out, because if you don't, you'll have problems later on in camp. Everybody wants to fill that book out, so as soon as you can, get in line, fill out the Book of Life, and get it over with. In camp, you will meet a lot of people, a lot of characters. You want to get into your room, possibly get yourself by a window, somewhere that has ventilation. You don't want to stay in the center of the room, be stuck. You want to come early, get your space, establish your territory, mount your mosquito nets, then start making friends. You want to bring a cooler for food. Don't forget to bring a cooler. I, by chance, happened to bring like a white container that ended up being my cooler for the full 3 weeks of camp. But if you have a cooler, bring a real cooler. You might bring spoons if they let you, or you can just buy like a plastic spoon when you get to camp. So don't really worry about that. You're in camp and you're enjoying the experience. Is there anything to note while you're in camp? Yes, you'll be woken up at 4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m. wake up call. So get ready for that. Lights out at 10 p.m. at least from my camp. Some camps are more lenient. They leave the lights on till 10:30. But my camp immediately was 10 p.m. They shut out all the lights like immediately. Like, bro, they won't wait till 9:59, 11. They'll be like, immediately it's 10:00. The lights go out. You will meet beautiful people. You'll meet handsome people. You will meet very talented people from all walks of life, and you want to get to know them, make friends, be open. I was in the marching band, and it was a good decision. I played the saxophone for them for 3 weeks, but I mean, it was a lot of work. Like, if you're marching, it's a lot of work, but being in the marching band, it's more work. And I blackened after my 3 weeks in camp, but I enjoyed the experience playing with the marching band. So find something you love doing. If you come early, you can register for a position. You can end up being like the platoon leader or something. So what to note, if you can come early to camp, come early to camp. That way you can get any positions that you want. You can try out for positions, and you likely get yourself into some position of leadership. The later you come, the harder it is, but you still get opportunities for drama, for other things. In my platoon, I was the drama coordinator. Yes, that's right. I was one of the 2 drama coordinators, and we ended up winning the drama contest for the whole NYSC camp, which was really cool, which was a really nice achievement. We were jumping up and down, like we were running, like, yes. We had a good drama director who came on board, a doctor who was actually really good at acting too. So we had a lot of help from our core members in our platoon. So we rocked it. Shout out to Platoon 8 if you ever watch this video. There are a lot of activities. There's volleyball, there's football, table tennis. Don't get too sucked into the activities, because if you get sucked in too much, you will end up running out of steam. NCCF, Nigerian Christian Corpus Fellowship, was a very helpful tool. You want to go over to the NCCF if you're a Christian, if you're born again, if you're not born again, but you are just searching in church. You want to go over to the NCCF because they have some very valuable information for you. And it's a place to get recalibrated to the cross, to the feet of Jesus, to just be in a position where you can listen. There's so many voices speaking in camp, and you really don't get time to study your Bible or time to have devotion. But in the evenings, it was 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Delta camp. You get a time to recalibrate and time to focus on the Lord. So if you can come every week, every day if you can. But come the days you can. If you can't come every day, it's okay. Just come whenever you're available and meet up with other people like-minded who share the passion for Christ. Join their drama, join their music ministry. I was part of the choir too. I played saxophone there too. Join the ushers, join the ministers, wherever it seems fit, join. Don't just sit down on the back burner. Last thing, lectures. Oh my gosh, lectures were so boring. Lectures were like 5 hours in a day non-stop, which was one of the things I hated about camp. but I learned a bit from the first few days. The next few days, I stopped listening in lectures. What I would do is that I would walk outside, talk with friends, and at the end of the lecture, I will go and ask people, my friends who stayed in, say, hey, so what did they talk about today? They talked about loans. Okay, but the loans, you have to use your NYSC certificate. No, thank you. I'm not doing that. Or then we got into the skill acquisition training courses. I attended 5 skill acquisition training classes. Now, those of you who don't know, skill acquisition training classes are classes where you learn valuable skills from knitting to hairdressing to cosmetology to industrials to cooking, baking, intercontinental dishes to pastries to CCTV camera to solar to graphic designing to printing. All these things, they have them on ground, and it's very nice for people to know about the stuff they have on ground. So I want you to know that they might have all these SAID courses. They call it SAID, skill acquisition enhancement development. So SAID is a good program to be involved in. If you can be involved in some SAID courses, find something that you like and join early. The later you join, the more likely you have to pay extra for after camp furtherment of skill. They even have sewing too. So depends on where you are, what camp you are. They have different skills. So if you can learn a skill, fine. If you don't find anything that tickles your fancy, it's okay. Chances are the people that you meet in camp, they're actually going to be more skilled than your SAID teachers. So I met some real estate developers, I met some managers, business managers, I met some really, really nice people there in camp as my corporate members. So learn from yourselves, learn from other core members, not corp members. Remember, core members, C-O-R, the P silence. Learn from other core members, and they're going to be a valuable resource for you for the next few years of your life. Make friends, take phone numbers, make WhatsApp groups, have fun. And now we get to posting. So if you have anyone that can run it for you, if you have someone in higher positions, a family member that can schedule your posting, or if you have a parent that can talk to somebody in charge to help you get posted, go ahead and do that. If you want to relocate, remember, you need a fitness form before you go to camp. So go to the hospital, a government hospital, and get a fitness form. It says that you're fit to attend camp. They do it in the hospital. You don't need to do anything. Just go there. And I don't know how much you pay. You just pay and you get your fitness form. If you're going to relocate, make sure you also hint in your form that you have some illnesses that needs, if it's asthma or if it's some rare medical condition, state it there. And please don't be faking illnesses, because it doesn't really pay well. I mean, but if you want to do that, you're on your own, you could do that. But if your fitness report and all of your NYC reports says that you have no medical ailments, and all of a sudden in your relocation on health grounds, if you're going to relocate, in case you don't know, you can only relocate if you're a married woman and you're moving towards where your husband stays, or if you have a medical ailment that will not let you do service in a particular area, that you will need to move to another state. They will move you. But if you don't have any prior documentation stating that you have this medical condition, it's going to be a bit harder. So let your words be consistent from beginning to the end. Whatever you're doing, tell them, oh, I have this asthmatic condition, but I'm fit to go to camp, something like that. That way, when it's time to relocate, they're not giving you that much trouble, because they already know that you said you had this issue at the very beginning. So relocation happens, posting happens, you get posted to a location. Make sure you're talking with your friends, talking with family to make sure that they give you a good posting position. But if you're okay with going just wherever, yeah, that's a good thing too. Go wherever they post you. But if you're not, make sure you talk to somebody. There'll be buses from different churches, different organizations, different transportation parks to take you to where you need to go. So make sure you say your goodbyes, you clean up your room, you will head out of there, and then you will go. So now what you need to know is that when you leave camp and you go to your PPA is your primary place of assignment. You will get that in your local government area. Once you get there, you go with your crested polo and your khakis and your belt and your name tag. Always hold your NYC ID card with you. Then when you get there, they'll either accept you or reject you. You can choose to be rejected if you don't like the place, or the working hours, or the pay is insufficient. You can get rejected and then find somewhere else and get an acceptance in the place that you like to go to. So that is about NYSC, portal, and PPA, primary place of assignment. Maybe I'll make some more detailed videos if I see people are interested in the PPA and how to get a good place of assignment, or how to get rejected and find a better place of assignment. Maybe if people are showing interest in that, I will do more videos on that. But if not, I will stop there. And last pieces of advice for you before you get into NYSC. Know that it's a 1 year commitment. Have fun in camp. You might hate the camp experience because there's a lot of activities. Find the things you love. Find the people you love to be around. Make friends. And lectures will be boring, so just prepared for that in advance. Be careful with your stuff. People steal. Hold on to your phones. You want to get a carrying pouch. Those black or whatever color pouches that you hang around your waist. It's gonna hold your money and other stuff. You get paid $33,000 as of now for camp. In camp, and you get a transport allowance. Then you get issued a bank account. Either they link it to your already existing bank account, or they give you a new bank account. I know those who got Wema Bank got 1,400 naira free. That was really cool from Wema Bank. I didn't get Wema, of course, but it's all right. Be cool, be vigilant, be careful. Not everyone is your friend. You just want to survey the atmosphere. There are people in camp who are not Youth Corps members, but they are dressed in white and white like you. So just be careful who you're around, because they're just there to like check on the things, to spy on things. Hopefully you're not doing anything illegal, but if you are, they will find you out. Mami Market is a place to be. It's a very nice place. If you don't like the food that they give you in camp, you might want to go to Mami Market and spend some money there. But I advise you to eat the food in camp and then use Mami Market as a place for extras. But if your food in camp is totally disgusting and aggravating to your spirit, Mami Market is an excellent place because it's a capitalist system. So the better they are, the more people buy from them. So they are really good food. I can assure you that Mami Market has better food than you get in the kitchen for most part. But I like the kitchen food. So once in a while, I will go to the Mami Market. Eat fruits while you're in camp. Don't get sick, because eat some fruits, eat some vegetables, buy an apple, buy an orange, buy a cucumber, buy something that can help build your immunity all the way camp. So that's my long spiel about NYSC camp. I hope it was helpful. I hope you like it. And thank you very much for tuning in.